Hey guys, welcome to Vintage Genetics, where it is all about classic bodybuilding. Today is back day, starting out with a classic exercise, the lat pull down. In my opinion, the best exercise for building a wide back. But only the first exercise will be for back width, and the rest will be for back thickness, because the most I want to work on in my back is thickness. And always remember, pull downs are mostly for the width and rowing is mostly for the thickness. So after this exercise we'll do another pull down, but it's a rowing and pull down combination as a transitional exercise to the next, which is this one, which I'm about to do after doing this lat spread for a few moments too long. But we are about to do the V-bar pull down. Now it is called a pull down, but there's two things. First of all, I am doing this in such a way that I'm targeting the back thickness, and at the same time, when you stretch it all out at the top, as you can see, you work the back width. But this machine for me in particular isn't long enough. Like the rope, the cable is not long enough for me to stretch my lats out fully. So it automatically makes me have to lean backwards a little bit, and this makes it more of a row as well. So if you want to work more on the back thickness but at the same time the width, then lean back a little bit so you work both equally. But now it is time for the seated row, a pure back thickness exercise, mostly for the lower back. But look at this, look at the handles. It's different from the regular V-bar seated row. This is actually individual handles which you can pull apart when you are near your stomach. Why? Because you can go deeper. You can let your hands go beyond, next to your body, which is further, of course, than a regular V-bar, because your own body stops the movement. And this actually causes a stronger contraction, so I recommend you guys try this one out and feel the difference for yourself. And here, rocking the red Vintage Genetics shirt, doing some poses right before another back thickness exercise. I really want to work on the lower back as well. Really want to improve the Christmas tree, basically the lower lats as well. And this, for that, is one of the best exercises to do, the plate loaded unilateral row. Again, there are a couple of factors here in play that determine it to be one of the best exercises for the lower back. We all know the dumbbell rows, the classic dumbbell rows, which are very good for the back. They're a classic exercise, but I personally am too strong with the dumbbell rows. I have to row a very heavy dumbbell for me to actually fatigue myself at the last set. And this causes me to have to use my obliques to balance my body, and I don't want my obliques to grow. I don't want that, because I want my waist to be as small as possible. So what we are doing is we are transferring this exercise to a machine. And again, with a dumbbell row you use one arm, so on this machine we only use one arm as well. And the benefit of this is that you can squeeze harder and further than you can with two arms. So whenever you can on an exercise like this, try performing the exercise with only one arm and experience the increased contraction. The weight will be a little lower, obviously, but the contraction will be better, which causes your muscles to respond much better, because they don't know how much kilos or pound is on the machine. Your body, your muscles only feel the tension, which is increased when you can contract even harder. And then we're done with the back, and it's time for reverse dumbbell flies for the thickness of the rear delts and also the traps a little bit. I'm trying to contract the traps at the same time, because I don't only want a lower back that's thick, but also an upper back that's thick. And the biggest muscle that is on your upper back that causes the thickness. The 3D effect is the traps. So you really want to work the traps if you want a 3D bubbly back. This is a very good exercise as well for the rear delts. You really want to feel that peak contraction in there. This is one that Sean Ray used to do as well. So I tried it and I loved it, and I've been doing it ever since. And then it is time for some biceps, you guys. I usually only do one rear delt exercise for you guys, or if you want to improve your rear delts, I might suggest 2 exercises, but for me the rear delts is already developed quite a lot, so I only do 1 exercise. And then, as you can see, we're doing easy bar curls. The difference between an easy curl bar and a regular barbell is that the bar is of course not straight, and when it's not straight like this, it's easier on the wrists, but also the tension on the biceps is a little less. But the advantage of that is that you can load the bicep with a heavier weight at the same time, because the tension is less. But in the end, as I said before, it's all about the tension that's in the muscle itself and not the weight. So alternating between a regular barbell and an easy curl barbell is the way to go. And then a close grip machine curl. Why? Because I want to work on the bicep peak. And the way to work in the bicep peak is to grab a barbell or a machine like this in the middle or close. And that way the outer head will work more, and when the outer head is stronger, bigger, the peak will appear. What I'm doing right here is squeezing at the top, making sure that as much blood as possible is rushing through those muscles, not using momentum, really focusing on the bicep contraction. Because a lot of people I see, when they go upwards, the bicep simply stops contracting. But that is due to a wrong sitting position. When you sit too low, just imagine this, your arm will be horizontal on the pad. And when they are horizontal, the weight will simply press down on your elbows and your biceps don't need to do anything. So sit high enough to create that pressure, that tension on the biceps. And the last exercise to really finish off the biceps, one of my favorites, the classic Arnold approved concentration curl. A very good for a peak. You can actually kind of see the outer head working right here, and it's simply one of my favorite exercises. I always use a full range of motion, let the dumbbell from your one arm go to the shoulder of the other arm in order to really maximize the contraction of the peak and the bicep. Anyway guys, this was a sweet and short back video. A lot more is coming. I want to thank you for watching, and don't forget to stay golden.